Budo boy, Abu Cheche, everybody in Cyberland. It's your favorite Babalao. At least I hope so. Homo doing Dileke coming at you with a video to kind of explain some things about our faith that I think is very important for all of us to understand. Because there's a threshold of trust that just needs to be understood. But before that, I want to tell everybody, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the comments and the emails. And like always, we are chomping away at all of that, okay? All of that. All right. So with that said, I know my wife and I, we get a lot of information that flows through us. And there's one thing that I want everybody to remember. Whenever you decide to have a priest or a priestess involved in your personal life, at that moment, it needs to be understood that confidentiality is important. I use the analogy of the doctor and the patient. Why? Because it's the same thing. Ifa is medicine, spiritual medicine that we give. So with that said, if somebody comes to me and I do a consultation, somebody comes to my wife and my wife does something of a consultation, all that type of communication is going to be privileged and it's never going to be spoken outside of that original circle. So if it's just me and another person, my wife and another person, those are the people who are going to know. Now, my wife and I, we exchange information in order to better spiritually guide people. But that's it. The reason I say this is because I noticed that, from time to time, we get people that decide to come to us and they explain their situations on why they're no longer comfortable with their godfather, their godmother, right? And one of the main things that I always see is there was a trust was broken, respect was broken. And it was mainly because information is being given from one point to another. No one wants that. When someone comes into this faith with an open heart, what they're doing is that they're opening up themselves and making themselves vulnerable in order to reach that spiritual enlightenment, in order to be guided in the right direction. There's nobody's right to give their information out. That's one. Second part of that, when you receive your awofaka or you receive your ikofa, it's very important that you understand that those signs. And even when you receive your ocha and your crown and your delagoons, your signs, okay, in these things, it's kind of like your social security number. That's another form of trust, another form of connection to you, and that's something that you want to hold very dear. Don't share that with too many people. Why do I say that? People are giving me their signs in the comments below on YouTube. Please don't do that. Treat it like it's your social security number. So if I called you and I said, hey, or I made a video and say, hey, leave your social security number in a comment, I would expect each and every one of you to think that out a little bit and say, hold on. If I give my social security number, there's identity theft. People can do bad things to me. No different in the spiritual realm. The more information I have about you, your Ikofa, your guardian, especially if you're crowned and we start talking about the Dilagoons, the more energy and spiritual alignment that I can see so I can touch you and tap you in your Ori. So it's very important that you remember that. Very, very important. The other thing that kind of I reflect on is, I live in the United States, right? In the United States of America, we have freedom of religion, which means that it's going to be very hard for somebody to make me say anything, because I'm going to go behind that law and I'm going to say, hey, it's privileged communications. I'm not going to reveal something. So a lot of people come with me as well with things that maybe ethically, morally, illegally, it doesn't matter. My job at the end of the day, and what I'm trying to tell you is to help you and get you where you need to be spiritually, no matter what, because I want to get you back into a good place, no matter what. So that's confidentiality. That's privileged information. And that's something that I always tell you, make sure, and I know I harp on this a lot, when you pick that spiritual leader to be your leader, that's the same spiritual leader that's going to go down and will die with your secrets. unless the day comes where you said, reveal my secrets. That's the only time. But from our side of the house, that's how we view your information. That's how we view your spiritual journeys. Privileged information. Just wanted to give you guys just a quick video, something to think about, because trust is hard and not everybody is able to trust people. And more importantly, we need to have trust in this faith, and we need to have trust in this religion, because it is who we are. And when you guys are trying to get right, it is our job to help you build that trust. So, with that said, Iburu boy Abu Cheche Cyberland, always a pleasure. Give me a like, give me a share, give me a comment, shoot me an email. La.regla.de.ifa@gmail.com. Like always, thank you for everything, guys. Many blessings to you all. H.O. H.